Hello everybody, we're going to be giving everybody all characters to use during the Black Panther event. Super happy, Black Panther characters, everybody's good 2.0, lots of fun. Yay, that sounds like a lot of fun. Black Panther event's going to be really cool. Alright, so there's no event area. You're going to be farming out spheres, doing battles, just pretty much like normal, except now you're going to begin Black Panther. And we're only giving you 2 new Black Panther characters, and then you're going to get Thor and Valkyrie. But that's not what you said. This is what I meant, though. Hey guys, this is me, Pokemon. I want to talk about the new Black Panther event. Not a lot to go over, actually, because it's a pretty disappointing event. The big idea with this event is you want to get spheres to unlock Oki and Black Panther. There are 2 ways you're going to get spheres. You're going to get spheres from sending Iron Man or Black Panther, if you already have them in here to craft spheres. It's a 4-hour action. Or you're going to be earning energy from your missions. And then you're going to be going over to the new event campaign, and you're going to be running these missions with the hope of getting spheres. And it's unbelievably boring, and it takes a really long time. So, make yourself a sandwich while you're running it. Maybe do it while you brush your teeth. I don't know, any number of ways you could do these missions, except with excitement. And then I'm going to show you me running my missions right now, so you can get an idea of the drops.
I'll be over at 10, you told me time and again, but you're late. I waited around and then I run to the door. I can't take anymore. It's not you. You let me down again. Baby, baby, try to find a little time and I'll make you happy. I'll be home. I'll be beside the phone waiting for you. Why do you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down and mess me around? And then worst of all, you never thought, baby, when you say you will. But I love you still, I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. So build me up, buttercup, don't break my heart.
Oh, you're still awake after watching that. Oh, no, it takes such a long time. Essentially, once I was done with that, I got roughly 23 spheres. It allowed me to get 2 Black Panther shards. So now I think I'm about like 3/10 of the way to Black Panther because I had a couple of shards already. The way this is going to work is you're going to go over here. You need to get 10 times because you want to get enough Black Panther shards to unlock them if you don't have them already, which I don't. And then Oki is going to be a big character throughout the rest of the event that you're working towards for 1120 spheres. This is an unbelievably disappointing event. I understand they had to work hard on 2.0, but all they've essentially added with this event is this little thingamabobber right here. They created a couple of new minions for us to fight. They changed up the board, so now there's no longer Star-Lord's helmet in the corner. They added a couple of new areas to fight in, and then of course the 2 new characters. But aside from that, I don't get why with this event they needed to have Thor and Valkyrie in here. I can understand it's disappointing someone who does have Thor and Valkyrie. I don't get how they're not capable of creating M'Baku or Killmonger in a week, because they're 2nd and 3rd week characters. I mean, all you have to do is, they always reuse the same models and they just add different assets on them, so just reuse somebody's model, throw on a different hairstyle, design some clothes, and then there you go, you have whoever you're adding that week. I don't believe that Tinyco is not capable of that. It's not that complicated, and it's not like they were spending their time adding decorations or anything like that. I compare this work to what's usually needed for each update, and usually they're adding decorations, buildings, all kinds of stuff every week. They're not adding any of that. They added this new event area, and that's it. So I don't know what the rest of their resources were going to. I was hoping because they were doing all this, they would be able to have more resources to go to improving the characters, but it seems like we're getting less for this update. I'm not going to use this as a judge for how the rest of the events will be with 2.0, but this was a bad way to start 2.0. 2.0. Another thing I really don't like is they're only allowing us to use 3 characters, 4 if you have Black Panther in these missions. If you go over, you can use Wasp, Loki, and Captain America. That's it. I think it's dumb that they're limiting us on the characters we can use. The best part about 2.0 is the new system where the characters have abilities and abilities work together. Like, say somebody did poison damage and someone else did afflicted poison on people. Those people would synergize together very well. And that's the best part about the system, is you're throwing action figures against each other, and you can get to pick which action figures you want to see get thrown against each other. Now they're taking away the option to see which action figures we throw against each other, and now we're just using whoever they tell us to use. It takes away any intrigue with the new system. It's just a way for them to make money, because say you didn't have Captain America, Wasp, and Loki up, conveniently they have a $20 bundle right here to get them up. And then on top of that, why bother building up other characters if they're just going to use core characters for these updates? They had us under the impression we'd be able to use everybody for the rest of the events, and they're not doing that. I understand a big problem with that is they can't have people with high-level characters just speeding through this event, doing everything at once. But Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow is able to handle this with characters that level up, and they do it fine. A really great way Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow solves this problem is you have the event, and then essentially the way their missions work is you go on a space mission where you travel through this board and you keep on going through. It's essentially like a Contest of Champions map, and they have a bunch of different paths that branch off, and you're limited to go on each path depending on the level of your character. So like they'll say like you need a level 40 Fry to go on this path, or you need a level 30 Leela to go on this path, and you can just go on this path because it's the base path. So the event's still doable by someone who doesn't have any characters, because they can farm the base path, and then they can get some rewards, not a ton of rewards, but then they'll have like a second path for a character from the event, and you'd get from those base rewards to then increase your farming even more. But for the veteran players, they can go to the hardest path, and that should decrease their farming a lot. Now I know Tinyco has a little bit of trouble with some of this stuff. I'm sorry, Tinyco, you might just have to create a different table for us to find on. I know it's a big request. You're going to need to create a table that can go out in 4 different directions, or maybe you could shrink everything that's on this table and zoom in. I say that sarcastically because Tinyco, again, they weren't capable of adding a new token every month for an event. So this is a really simple solution, but they're going to have to create a new board for us to fight on. I think that would solve all their problems. It'd allow us to use old characters. It'd give a little bit of rewards to veterans, and then new players could still farm it. If anybody wants to see how it works, just look at Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow, another game made by Tinyco. 2.0 and Avengers Academy takes a lot from Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow, so I imagine it wouldn't be unreasonable for Tinyco to do this, and that's my big mind-blowing solution on how to fix this entire problem. Instead of Tinyco just being lazy and saying, ha, you're only going to use these 3 characters, tough for you, too bad you leveled up Iron Man, because, you know, we need you to go slower through this event. I'm going to give them a little bit of mercy on this event, because maybe they were tired after working on 2.0 and they just didn't want to make another character or something like that, or maybe they were busy with something else, or I don't know, they're just testing out this event. I was under the impression we were only getting 2 characters because it was a mini event, but instead they're extending this out and throwing Thor and Valkyrie in there, who have literally nothing to do with Black Panther. I mean, they could have picked like, didn't we get like a Panther from like Black Panther, like some saber-toothed tiger or something? I mean, they could have put him in here. He's like a cat or something, or Black Cat, or you could have tried at least. Where the heck did Thor and Valkyrie come from? Again, not complaining because I don't have them, but Thor and Valkyrie, like where'd you pull those people out of? Like, did they reach into a hat and pull for 2 characters and they're like, Thor and Valkyrie, that's who we're adding this event? I'm just somewhat disappointed, guys. There's a lot of things I expected, like using all my characters, I didn't expect more characters, but I expected a smaller event, and instead we're getting a big event with some weird choices for characters. I expected just some interesting aspects to this because they were decreasing the stuff they had to make every month, but instead they've just done less. But with that being said, what do I know, guys? I'm just a 16-year-old signing off.
Why do I need you so? Baby, baby, try to find